family of irrational numbers is a little bit difficult to understand sometimes. So let's see this question. We want to compare this number with this number. So this is an irrational number, right? Difference of two irrational numbers is irrational. Difference of two irrational numbers is irrational. So irrational, irrational means it doesn't really make sense to human brains. We don't really know exactly what they are, but we can approximate. Or for those questions, we want to compare to see which number is bigger. So what do? If we square both, we would still have square root of 23 times square root of 22, right? It's yeah. So one way is we want to use the difference of two squares formula. Difference of two squares, which means we want to multiply the plus term. We want to multiply this one with the plus term. So we want to multiply square root of 23 plus square root of 22. But when we do that, because it's an expression, it's not an equation, we can only multiply by the transformer 1. So if we want to multiply the numerator with this, we have to do the same for the denominators. Right? So we multiply this 1. So this is 1, right? Something divides itself, it's just 1. Now, well, of course, this denominator is just 1. So when we multiply this numerator with this numerator, we get a difference of two squares. We get the first one square, which is 23, minus the second one square, which is 22. Because square root and the square cancel each other. So the numerator is 23 minus 22, which is just 1. The denominator, we have square root of 23 plus square root of 22. The denominator for this term is just 1. 1 times anything will be anything. So we just have 1 over square root of 23 plus square root of 22. Well, let's do the same for this side. Right? We want to multiply 1 again, but this one is different from the first one. This one would be square root of 22 plus square root of 21 divides itself. When we do that, difference of two squares, the numerator, difference of two squares, we get the first one square, which is 22, minus the second one square, which is 21. We also get 1. The denominator is square root of 22 plus square root of 21. But this also we get a 1 in the numerator. The denominator is square root of 22 plus square root of 21. Now we can compare. We compare this denominator with this denominator. Well, the 22 terms are the same. Square root of 23, of course, is bigger than square root of 21. So that means this denominator is bigger than this denominator. Well, it's a fraction. The bigger the denominator, the smaller the number. So denominator is bigger, the fraction is smaller than this one. So we have this less than. So this, going back to this, square root of 23 minus square root of 22 is smaller than square root of 22 minus square root of 21. This kind of questions just help us to understand irrational numbers a little bit better.